looking for admissions in MBA? Log into admissions@bssis.ac.in or info@bssis.ac.in just at your doorstep. Exceptional learning pattern with additional PGP program with Synergy University, Russia. Registrations are open.
BSSS Rhythm. BSSS Rhythm. BSSS Rhythm.
Hello, dear viewers. Welcome to the podcast channel of the BHOPAL School of Social Sciences. Today, I have with me a very special guest. A guest which is special in all respects because she has risen to this position of distinguished acclaim. I have with me Ritu Yadav, an alumnus of the college from 2016 batch, and very proud to introduce an IPS officer to our viewers. Many congratulations, Ritu,
Thank
for
you,
being
ma'am.
here. And we are celebrating this momentous occasion of you being selected as an IPS officer.
Thank you, ma'am. Always good to be back to my base, the BSS.
Yes.
Thank you.
Can you take us through this journey?
Okay. So, ma'am, I entered BSS in 2013. I did my 12th in commerce with maths. So, I took BCom Foreign Trade. And in BCom Foreign Trade, there were many subjects like commerce, environment, statistics, mathematics, which was going to help me in my civil services preparation. Past all these years, people, teachers, and the environment in BSS has always motivated me to do good in life. I remember, ma'am, one day when I was witnessing the valedictorian ceremony of my senior, she with her parents was very proud to receive that status, and at that point of time I determined and decided that one day I will also bring my mother to this platform and I will be the valedictorian. And in 2016, ma'am, I was the valedictorian of my college.
That's such a nice thing. And I remember witnessing that valedictorian ceremony. And I remember meeting your mother in person. And that whatever you said right now talks about your determination.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm sure that this is the determination which kept you going during your preparation times.
Yes, ma'am.
So how was the preparation post BSS when you prepared during the pandemic also? How did you keep it going?
So, ma'am, just after my graduation in 2016, I had a talk with some of the mentors, even with Gaurav sir and our teachers in BSS. They all guided me that I should go to Delhi and take the foundation course, take the coaching, and build my base, and then give the attempt. So, ma'am, in 2016-17, I was in Delhi. I prepared from Vajiram and Ravi. I did my that foundation course and came back to Bhopal. I gave my first attempt, but as ma'am, the syllabus is so vast in UPSC. There are around 20 subjects, and there is mathematics and CSAT and reasoning as well. So I just gave the attempt, but I was not fully prepared. So, ma'am, I failed my first prelims exam, and consequently after that also I could not crack that code as to how to clear this prelims exam. And every time I used to fail, I used to think, where am I lacking? Because being a student good in studies, from like right from my school and college, it was hitting me hard that where am I lacking? What is that one thing that I'm not able to decode? But ma'am, during all these years, I was constantly preparing for mains. As I have already told, there are more than 20 subjects, and we have to write 3 hours exam, 6 hours exam a day, and that goes on continuously for 4 days. So I had to mentally prepare myself that I have to learn a lot, rewrite, write, make mistakes, and finally, ma'am, this attempt I was able to clear my prelims exam. And then immediately after clearing the mains prelims exam, I joined the test series. I wrote mains, and then on 8th December I was able to clear my mains exam as well. I had my interview on 17th January, and on 16th I could see my name in the holy PDF, and I was relieved that I'm out of this cycle, and that's how I was able to crack.
So nice. And that's a testimony you stand to. आपने यहाँ से BCom किया, You have done your BCom from here. So, what do you think? Which subjects actually help the students to crack this UPSC exams?
Ma'am, currently I think the humanities subjects, for example, history, geography, there's a social science, society, and economics, environment. Ma'am, all these subjects are major subjects for the UPSC exam. So I think these exams like the BA or the humanities will help the students more, those who are actually seriously preparing for civil services, rather than the commerce background.
All right. And how did your interview round go? What were the questions which, most tricky one to be answered?
So, ma'am, my board was Chaube sir's board, and he is known to be a little tricky because he doesn't ask from your DAF. That DAF is the detailed
right.
analysis form. So he kept my DAF aside. He asked me, "So Ritu, you are from where? Where are you from? What is your graduation? And have you done any internship or anything?" And after answering those questions, he was like, "Okay, Ritu, now I'll give you a case study. Listen to the case study, then I'll ask some follow-up questions, and then you answer those questions."
Okay.
So he had already made me an IAS in that case study. And I was so happy sitting there. Okay, I think he's seeing something in me.
Okay.
And then, ma'am, there were total 5 members were there. It was a round table, and I was part of the round table. So there were other professors who asked me about sports in India, about basketball. Then there was one ma'am. She asked me about G20 summit.
Okay.
Then she asked me about learning
current
poverty.
affairs. Okay.
Period poverty, learning poverty. One was from agriculture. So he asked me about GM crops. He asked me about basmati rice,
Okay.
Pusa agriculture, Parali burning. So, and Swachh Bharat mission also.
Okay.
So there were different diverse questions, and
And the interview lasted for?
around 40 minutes.
40 minutes. All right. And I know that you didn't qualify for your IAS just by 3 marks.
Yes, ma'am.
How heartbroken were you? And what is your another plan to attempt the IAS?
So, ma'am, I was just waiting furiously for my results on 16th. I sat down, I worshipped, I paid my gratitude to everybody. And then the result was not coming. Like, it was like I was waiting for it. And just when I sat down, कि जब आएगा तब देखेंगे, a friend of mine called and he said, "Congratulations, Ritu." And I was like, "You cut the phone, I'll see my own result." And I saw the result in the holy PDF. My name was there, but it along with it was 470. So पहले तो मैं बहुत रोई because I was expecting a double digit or rank under 100, because all my mentors and all the coaching institutions have given me those marks that yeah, you are under top 100. So I was a little disappointed, and it took me 2-3 days to sink that feeling. But then I made my plan. I already made my blueprint. I'm going to reappear, ma'am. And next time, hopefully, you'll see Ritu Yadav as IAS.
Would you like to tell us something about the background you come from? How encouraging was it? And tell us something about your family background.
So, ma'am, the reason I wanted to do civil services was my father always said one thing, "Ritu beta, kya banna hai?" So I was 3 years old when he asked me this question, and I was clueless, kya karna hai? So he told me, "Beta, collector banna hai. Beta, you have to be civil servant." And we belong from a rural background. In Niwadi district, there is a place called Prithvipur. So till 3rd, I did my schooling from the Alfonsa school, but the education and the other amenities were not so good. So we moved to Bhopal, and in 2004, ma'am, I joined St. Xavier schools, and then from then only I was in the St. Xavier school, and then I joined BSS for my graduation. But in that span of time, ma'am, I had faced many hurdles, because when I moved to Bhopal in 2004, I lost my father in 2005 due to heart attack. And it was a major setback for my family, because I had come from a Hindi medium background, and building a base in the English medium background, English medium school, gelling up with the urban setting, coming from the rural background, and also the language, ma'am. We are belonging from the Bundelkhand region. So shifting from Bundelkhandi to Hindi, then from Hindi to English, it was a difficult journey. And also ma'am, reading everything, social science, mathematics in English. So I was good in base, I knew the concept, but the language was troubling me. So it was a cumulative effort of my family, my sisters helped me, my friends helped me to buckle up and like stay stronger. And then I was able to crack the English medium also. And then it was difficult ma'am, but it was the full support of my family and friends that kept me going.
That's so nice. What I can make out is parents were hugely interested in education, for which they made the shift
Yes ma'am.
from to Bhopal.
Yes ma'am.
And I can also see an underlying huge role played by your mom. Would
Yes,
you like to talk something on that?
Yes ma'am. So she is the only inspiration, she is the major inspiration in my life. First of all, I call her my iron lady. So ma'am, she is not so much educated, she has just done her 12th standard. And she majorly focused that she should not face all those difficulties that we should not face all those difficulties that she faced in her lifetime. And we should be educationally high, and we should have a good career.
Right.
So she always focused that you guys should study, I'll arrange the money, don't worry about the money. But at the same time my sisters, they did part-time job, and they supported me and my brother to study hard.
So nice. And Ritu, if I may ask you something on this time of, especially just prior to giving your mains and attempting the interview, what was your mental status? What was going on? What was going on in your mind? Because the viewers who are listening to us, they have digressed thoughts, and actually this mental fatigue actually sets in at times.
Yes, ma'am.
How do you encourage the aspirants?
So ma'am, this attempt was very different from my last attempts. I was every time I was motivated to give the attempt, and I was ready to give the exam. But ma'am, the last attempt was difficult for my family, as my brother met with an accident in December. And ma'am, he had to go a major surgery, and he was on bed rest. So I could not study for some 2-3 months, because I had to take care of my brother. And at some point of time, ma'am, I was so broken and I was so depressed that I thought maybe I'll skip this attempt. But then my family and I spoke to everybody, and they were like, you have prepared for so many years, you just give the exam, don't think about the result, and we are with you. And also my brother, ma'am, I think my major focus shifted from my exam and my career to my brother. I could take that tension of multiple failures. And when my attention and my attention shifted from my exam to my brother, I was able to better perform without tension and pressure condition in the exam. And this time, when I was least prepared, I was able to qualify the prelims exam.
That's so nice. You didn't take the pressure of performance,
Yes,
and that
ma'am.
is when you performed the best.
Yes, ma'am.
That's so nice to hear, and I'm sure the viewers who are listening to us will really take a cue from here. Keep perform your best.
Yes, ma'am.
Do your best and leave the
Leave
rest to
the-
God.
Bilkul, ma'am.
There is no
And ma'am,
point
there
in
was
taking stress.
yes, ma'am. Even my friends and mentor used to say, "Ki you have nothing to lose. Right now, you
Right.
don't have anything. You don't have a job. You don't have. If you even fall back also ना, तो there is nothing कि तुम गिर जाओगी कहीं पे और तुम्हारे पास कुछ खोने के लिए है. Because right now you don't have anything. You should just look up and you should just think कि मैं अगर perform कर लूँगी तो मुझे ये मिल जाएगा. And you should keep aside your pressure. So ma'am, for all those viewers in any part of their life, maybe their personal life, their family life, their studies, their education, their career, their job interviews, just keep the pressure aside, and only at that point of time you will perform the best. Because I think life throws lemon at you, so you don't sit and cry, but make lemonade
Make
out
a
of it.
lemonade out of it. Such a nice thought, Ritu. And I can see your transition from a timid girl to a talented Ritu who's going to be an IPS. So, accordingly, you have just walked through the college. You might have seen that the college has also transitioned
Yes,
and
ma'am.
taken a new position. Because I believe when you were leaving, we were just acquiring our autonomous status.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Likewise, I would just like to tell you that we have another wing of the college which is known as BSS IAS. It is a dedicated college for the management professionals.
Okay.
क्या आप सोशल वर्क में डिग्री चाहते हैं? क्या आप BSW और MSW में एडमिशन लेना चाहते हैं? अगर हाँ, then log on to www.bsssbhopal.edu.in for more information. BSSS Bhopal is a credible institution providing authentic social work education for more than 5 decades now. Here you get a lot of academic and field exposure through seminar, conferences and workshops and projects, visits, camps and tours, etc. So come and visit and see for yourself.
So Ritu, how does it feel to come back to college, your alma mater?
Ma'am, it feels great, and especially it feels very surreal because when I was entering the gate, ma'am, everything has been, it's a different feeling, like there is a continuity and change.
Okay.
So the continuity is the connection with BSS, but the changes, ma'am, I could see in terms of infrastructure. The building looks good, beautiful. The students look smart in their uniforms. And ma'am, the new things like this rhythm, BSS rhythm, it was not at our time. And even, ma'am, different, I went to the library also. There are different books, different genres, and classes, they look smart, they have digital boards. So I feel very I feel very proud to be part of BSS.
So nice, and all this novelty can be credited to our principal, Dr. Father John PJ.
Yes, ma'am. Father John PJ has been kind to call me back to my base, and he was very warm when he welcomed me. And ma'am, I came in 2018 when I wrote the research paper on GST and MSME. I met Father at that time,
Okay.
and he's still the same. Very confident, very warm, very supportive, and it's always good to meet such people.
So one thing what has not changed is the human warmth at the college.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
the
ma'am.
teachers,
The
the
teachers,
principals,
the principal.
everything is the same.
Yes, ma'am.
And one more thing what I would like to ask you is the coaching. How important is coaching in your UPSC preparation?
Ma'am, coaching is optional. If you like, there is UPSC has provided a detailed syllabus for prelims, for mains, and also for the interview, what they are looking for in an aspirant. So ma'am, if you go through the syllabus thoroughly, break down each and every part of the syllabus. So there's GS paper 1, GS paper 2, 3 and 4. Then there are 2 optional paper. Then there's one Hindi a non-compulsory paper, compulsory paper but non-qualifying, and English paper. So if you look at the syllabus thoroughly, and you also look at the previous year questions, PYQs, so that will help you to crack that code as to how you should go forward. And ma'am, as the syllabus is so vast that it will at least take you one and a half year to finish the syllabus, and at least 4 to 5 rounds of revision, so that you can remember each and everything.
Okay.
So ma'am, coaching could be skipped, but coaching act as a catalyst only. If you are not able to decode it on your own, you can always go and take assistance and guidance from the coaching. It's no harm in taking, but it's not a compulsion.
But lot of determination, dear aspirants and dear students, all those who are preparing. One thing what we can take a cue from the entire interview is you have to be determined, focused, and stay alert.
Yes, ma'am.
Be mindful of the situation and always have plan B.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
think we should not
Definitely.
stop with
Yes,
one.
yes.
So and I also see the shift in the students. Lot of students in humanities actually are into UPSC aspirants, wish to see themselves placed as IPS and IAS. We have a few students who are really encouraged to take up this profession because the profession offers a lot.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
they feel that they can do a lot of thing.
Yes, ma'am.
What is one thing what inspires you to be in this profession of IPS, and also what is one thing you would like to in which role do you position yourself as an IPS?
Ma'am, the journey goes back to my family. So when I saw one of the bureaucrats, sir, he was my father's friend. So we went to his house, and I could see that diversity of work he was involved, and so many people from different background had come to him, and they were asking for solutions to different problems. So ma'am, that hit me, that a person can have so much authority to change people's life. And also ma'am, when I started reading in different subjects, I got to know that this is one position where you can actually make a difference in the society. For example, I belong from a farmer background. There are different multiple schemes for the farmer. The government is doing so much, from subsidy to seed to fertilizers to irrigation, ma'am. But there is there's a difference, or there is a problem of information transmission. The farmers are not actually knowing about these benefits, and even if they know, they are not able to utilize it. Like the cost benefit ratio, the cost of production is the issue. So I would like to work first of all, I would like to work in that field. And ma'am, second is the women empowerment field, ma'am, because I have seen the hurdles in my family. My family is 3 sisters and 1 brother and my mother, so I'm highly oriented towards the women and their causes. So I would like to work in that field, ma'am, as well. And also ma'am, education, because education was one thing that changed my life. And there is, like, during COVID time, we see e-learning, and it was doing so good, and we achieved so much at the world level also, that India did a lot in e-education and e-learning. But ma'am, there are some things still to be done. So all these fields I would like to work, ma'am.
So you are already engaged in your thoughts and the mind process of what is going to be there in future in store for you. That's so nice. You talked about women empowerment, that you would be doing something for women empowerment. As a female, did you personally face any hurdles during the time of your coaching? I know your family was very encouraging, but as a female, did you face any personal challenges? Did you feel that this place can be better off, where you can make a difference?
Ma'am, I was fortunate enough to not have witnessed any of the discrimination. But ma'am, I have also seen some of the stereotypical mindset that the society has with respect to women or girls in general. For example, ma'am, the marriageable age.
Okay.
If they do pressurize girls, that okay, so you have given so many attempts, now it's right time you should get married. And even though, like, people like me who are just there, but their time is not right. So ma'am, marriage is one thing, ma'am. Then graduation, there is a concept called son matter preference, where the patriarchal society focuses more importance on the boy child than the girl child. So ma'am, education, if a family is a middle class family or lower middle class family, they have limited resources, they would like to invest more money on the boys' education.
Right.
So ma'am, these are certain things that I have witnessed in the society. Personally, I have not faced in my life, but there are things.
And these are the things you like to make a difference
Yes,
into.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
One last question to you, Ritu.
Yes, ma'am.
Before we wind up, what is one message you would like to give to our students who are the UPSC aspirants?
So first of all the best, and congratulations to you guys for choosing this path, the most difficult path. And kudos to you. It requires a lot of courage to actually first decide that you are going to take a unconventional path. First of all, I would like to advise you to talk to your mentors. Go to the government offices. There are DMs, there are DCs, there are SDMs and IPS officers. You can obviously go there, and they are very cordial. They'll talk to you. They'll tell you as to which resource you should follow, from where you should do the coaching, how many attempts you should give, when should you give the attempt. And also you can go to different coachings without actually taking admissions in it. There are counseling sessions as well. Like one such was in our BSS, where teachers were and the experts were coming from different field to.
We have the UPSC coaching at our college.
Yes, ma'am. So first decide, make a plan, make a blueprint, talk to your parents, because it's going to be a tough journey. You will be sacrificing a lot of things in your life, but those sacrifices will be worth it, because ultimately you're going to change millions of lives. So make a blueprint, think about your optional, think about how many attempts you are going to give, what are the option you are going to take, graduation subjects, and current affair material. So all these things is the requirement. Second, you should have a strong ecosystem, supportive ecosystem, ma'am.
Right.
Because sometimes, ma'am, parents don't know what you are going through, because they also are going through a lot, but it's just that there is the conversation is lacking. That my mother was also suffering because of me, seeing that she's working so hard and every time she's failing and she's upset. But I could not tell her because I was thinking, my mother is upset, how can I make her more upset? So talk to them, they'll understand. You can like lessen their burden as well. So have a strong emotional ecosystem around you. And thirdly, always be positive, do not fear from the failures, and you should be dedicated, you should have perseverance, you should be tenacious, and you should always also be flexible. At any point of time, if you think your optional is not working, then you should change your optional or anything in that preparation journey. So be in constant changing mode, flexibility mode, that you can update yourself, and good to go. You will do great, I know. See you on the other side of the table.
So nice. That brings me another question in my mind, and that is, I don't see you much on social media.
Yes,
How
ma'am.
do you keep social media at bay?
Ma'am, actually I decided that in the 12th standard only, that I'll make my profile only when I'll be a civil servant.
So this is the time.
I'll make one.
Okay.
But I'm keeping that aside. That was my choice, but I have seen many bureaucrats and many aspirants who are on social media. They can turn their the account off when there is
Yeah.
exam, and they can always come back. So if you are able to maintain balance in your life and you're not getting distracted by that every minute notification, you can always have it. Also, ma'am, the one thing that I lacked in my journey was that I was not able to do my hobbies so much that I was involved. I love to dance, I like to play guitar,
Okay.
and also paint during my schools and college life. But because of the preparation, I had to stop all these things. But given a chance, I would like to rewrite my journey. I would keep that 1 hour daily in my routine to do all these things, because that will immensely increase my personality. I'll be a more confident person, and I will obviously have a lot to offer to the plate.
That's so nice. And how many hours did you put in actually on an everyday basis? How many hours did you put in?
Ma'am, during prelims exam, I used to study 9 to 10 hours, and during mains, we had to go as long as 14 to 16 hours. Because, ma'am, in mains exam, we have to write 6 hours of test. From 9 to 12, a 3 hour test, then a gap of 2 hours, then from 2 to 5, another test, and there will be 20 questions. And and the next day also, ma'am, that goes on continuously for 4 days. So you are writing every day 6 hours. So to make yourself mentally prepared for that, you have to at least study 10 hours, so that you are not fatigued and you are not actually you have to do active recall. You are always prepared, that whenever you get the chance to write mains, and mains is the only thing which will get you the rank. Prelims exam is not counted.
Okay.
It's just the qualifying paper.
Throughout the talk, one leading factor what I could see in you was determination.
Yes, ma'am.
Ritu, you have been a girl throughout shining. You were the star of BSS and now a proud alumnus to be an IPS and going to write an IAS exam next year. We wish you all the best, Ritu, for all your future course of endeavors, and looking forward to meet you on many more occasions.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, BSS, for calling me. And thank you, everybody, all the viewers, for listening to this podcast. And I'm so happy to be back to BSS, and grateful to my parents, my family, and my friends who have supported constantly, so that today I am at this position, and it feels surreal from being a student to an IPS officer, but it's a good feeling. I hope you also get there, and be kind, be compassionate, and spread humanity. Be sustainable. Thank you.
BSSS Rhythm.